feeling this was going to happen. You know, often in One Piece where things seem really obvious, Oda always subverts our expectations, and unfortunately this time, it happened to take a casualty. That casualty was Yamato. Or at least, the dreams of Yamato being a Straw Hat. For now. What's going on, people? It's your boy Astro, aka the Galaxy Shogun, coming to you with another One Piece discussion video. I apologize for not getting some videos out earlier this week. I was actually in Los Angeles at KCON LA. Yes, I like K-pop, sue me, I don't care, it's great, I love it, it was awesome. But enough about that. I read the chapter last weekend, and the chapter I'm referring to, of course, is One Piece chapter 1057, and frankly, I was disappointed. You know, a lot of people online, in the comments, even my friends in real life, they're like, Astro, you are the biggest One Piece fanboy. You probably pray to Oda every night and you don't say anything negative. This is a video where I will be putting a lot of criticism on Oda's writing because frankly, as I said in the intro, he has subverted our expectations, but this felt entirely unnecessary to put us through this emotional roller coaster. Will Yamato join? Will she not? Will Yamato end up being on the ship at the end of this arc? And obviously with the arc ending, we see that Yamato has decided to stay on Wano. So I have a few thoughts other than the fact that I think that that's booty cheeks and I don't like that he did that. I feel lied to, I feel deceived, quite frankly, but again, it's not my story, and overall, Goda, right? So, you know, even though I don't like certain aspects of the story, I'm hoping that it will pay off at some point. Though, I will be the first to admit, you know, I don't love everything about what Oda does 100% of the time, and this would certainly be one of those times where I'm a little disappointed in the way things went. So, let's go ahead and dive in. What was the point of Yamato? If Yamato wasn't going to join the crew at the end after all that, you know, like, we got, I think, a lot of backstory, a lot of focus on Yamato. I was going to say development, but we haven't quite gotten development. You know, we have Yamato's backstory, making those parallels with Odin, wanting to be Odin, you know, calling himself Kaido's son, all that jazz, right? You know, it really, at the end of the day, feels like a waste now that we know that they will not be boarding the ship, at least for now, because, you know, there's always a chance that they pull a Jinbei, or, you know, she shows up later down the line to join the Straw Hats. I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like a Wano Grand Fleet version with, like, Kinemo and Momo and Yamato. That would really suck, considering, you know, all the way up until this point, it was all like, yeah, Yamato, all Yamato wants to do is to be free and to go out to sea. We went ahead and made that super deep connection with Ace and Luffy, and, man, I can't even count how many times Yamato said she wanted to go out to sea. So now, for her to casually just be like, oh, I'm staying, and then Oda off-screening the conversation, good lord, Oda. I don't know if anyone from Toei or editors or anyone watches these videos, especially a small dinky channel like mine, which, by the way, I reached 100 subs. That's hype. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. Just as an aside, if you have not subscribed already, please do, because more One Piece content coming up for you. But if there's anybody that could be an Oda's era editor just by some wicked twist of fate, tell him to just put her in the damn crew. Like, I understand Oda's probably like, you know, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack if I just add Yamato, because to be fair, it would have been one of the quicker Straw Hats to be added, especially at this point. But having to go back on this or revisit this or have Yamato just pop up suddenly in some future arc, that feels more forced than just having her join now. Like, she already said she wanted to join. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me why Luffy would tell her not to. That's my theory. Clearly, during that conversation, Luffy probably said, look, you know, Kinemon and the guys, they're okay. Momo, he'll grow into his own, but you're strong. If you are truly my friend, you will stay here and right some wrongs of your father. Even though it's not Yamato's fault, don't blame it on blood, you know. The sins of the father is not the sins of the child, so I hope that that's not the angle that we took here off-screen, but again, it was off-screened, so your boy has to just make guesses. And Oda let you off-screen Akainu versus Aokiji. God knows if we'll ever get that. Like, the amount of things that have just been off-screen, it's a bad pattern and it needs to stop. Like, condense the story in other ways, please, I beg you. We call you Goda for a reason. You have honestly disappointed me with 1057. With this whole Yamato thing, who knows, maybe it's so that Carrot is hiding somewhere, just like when they left Zoe and she's gonna join the crew. I like Carrot. I wanted both of them to join the crew, but you know, if I had to pick one, it was gonna be Yamato. So you know, if Carrot ends up joining the crew, then you know, I'm happy with that. But it's gonna leave a real bitter taste considering that Yamato was like, it was just pushed so hard. Like the agenda of Yamato as a Straw Hat. People went out and got Yamato Straw Hat tattoos. Like the fact that Luffy puts Momo, Yamato, and Kinemon all in the let's call it the Vivi category of Straw Hat, but not really a Straw Hat, like honorary Straw Hat. It doesn't sit well with me. Like how wicked would that have been? And I know this is my feelings are a symptom of my own expectations not being met. And this is Oda's story and not my story. But I know that I can't be the only one who was like, seriously? Like, we got warmed up to the idea of having, like, a really, really strong main crew, having, you know, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Jinbei, and Yamato, like a top 5 kind of thing going on there. Like, that would have been amazing. You would have had at least 3 people that's able to use Conqueror's Haki, King's Haki on the crew. And, like, it just would have been... It would have made them very formidable as a Yonko crew, so that's why it would have made sense story-wise, considering that Odin always wanted to leave, and Yamato is Odin, or she says that she's Odin, so, like, the fact that now Yamato's given an opportunity, the only thing that makes any bit of sense to me would be that Luffy said, hey, Yamato, these people on Wano kind of suck, please stay here for now. I'm hoping that we get a little more. I'm actually going to read 1058 in just a few minutes, but I could not let the week go past without posting my thoughts on Yamato not joining the crew. And, you know, some people go, she hasn't had enough interaction with the crew, and, okay, maybe that's true, but you get more interaction as you go on. Like, Jinbei didn't have a whole bunch of interaction, in my opinion. He interacted with Luffy a lot. He had some good backstory with Nami, a little bit with Sanji, too, but with everybody else, like, was there really a connection before he joined? And, like, Robin is kind of the same thing as most people are pointing out. Like, the fact that this got off-screened was just, like, it was like, wow, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the main thing I wanted to point out in this chapter. Of course, we have, like, you know, this guy giving, like, a stage play of what happened on the Battle of Onigashima. We have, Komurasaki being a little, or I guess Hiyori, pulling out a little questionable rhetoric about the Kurozumi. However, the way that I interpret it is that they're saying Kurozumi literally means charcoal, and charcoal's meant to burn. I don't think she's saying it about the people. Like, if, for example, Tama ends up being a Kurozumi, like a lot of people theorize, she's not going to go and just genocide her and her people or whoever else she finds. She's simply saying Kurozumi is meant to burn, because Kurozumi means charcoal. Charcoal obviously is meant to burn. It's a pun. It's a pun. She doesn't mean it literally, but I understand why some people thought it was a little Attack on Titan Season 4 irony, if you get my drift. So that's mostly it. Just wanted to come on here to prove that I am not a absolute Oda Dick Rider. Really didn't like this chapter. Was really disappointed. Almost put a damper on my weekend when I was in LA, but I got to see a lot of idols otherwise, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if that's surprising to some people. I mean, K-pop's pretty big now. And come on, like, these idols are gorgeous. Like, let's just be real about it. Talented and gorgeous, like, and good music. So, yeah, that's about it, people. Expect another video this weekend. If you haven't checked out my Frankie video on what his next power-up will be, please do so. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. We're still steadily moving towards our goal. Our next goal will be 500 subs. Our goal by the end of the year is 10K subs, but let's just call it 500 subs for now. We're at about 107 now, so please, if you enjoyed this video, press that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and let's try and get that sub up there so I can ultimately hit my goal of 10K. Aside from that, Oda, you didn't have to do this, man. Like, I get that some people would have been like, oh, Yamato. Just tell those people to shut up, man. Just, like, don't be influenced by the backlash that you think you're going to get. I feel like Oda has been kind of getting influenced by the backlash he thinks he's going to get. Regardless, that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and have a pity party a little more that Yamato didn't join, and in a few moments I'll probably be able to read 1058. So, once again, everybody, make sure you're always working towards your One Piece.